develop will serve as both a blessing and a curse. The most important thing to note about Majora is that it exists because of time constraints and the desire to make effective use of their new Zelda engine. I won't say this game couldn't have existed outside of that context, but since the core gameplay was based around saving time and storage, I doubt we would have ever seen that get implemented in such an extreme fashion if Miyamoto wasn't clear that he wanted to take advantage of this new engine. Everything in Majora's Mask revolves around this 3-day system. Once the 3 days are up, the ever-imposing moon will crash into Termina and the game will be over. To prevent this, Link can use the song. This is the thesis of Majora's Mask. Do a lot with a little. The 3DS remake helps to streamline this core idea. When compared to the other remakes, this one is the most substantially different. Improved graphics and gyroscope aiming control aside, several elements of the game have been completely reworked. It's actually a bit staggering to compile a list of all the changes because there are so many. Let's start with the big ones, good and bad. There are some less than ideal changes in this remake which sets it apart. The most helpful improvement for me is the rework to the Song of Double Time. In the original, you could only skip forward in time to every 12-hour milestone of each day. This often meant that completing quests at specific time. The Bomber's Notebook has been reworked, and it now stores your ongoing quests, rumored events, and completed quests all in one place. It's a much more convenient system than the original, showing you exactly what you're doing without a hint of confusion as to what you finished and what you still need to get done. The N64 version uses a variety of stickers to signify completion, but it was a bit harder to keep track of everything that was going on. Additionally, the original simply doesn't have a tab for rumored events you can gather from the Bombers Gang members, which are the best new addition to the Bomber's Notebook. It makes finding something. Well, he needs his own section. Among some graphical changes, his swimming physics have been substantially altered. A button, and his fastest swimming speed when you hold the R button and A button at the same time, which consumes your magic meter. If you're out of magic, every time you press the R button, Link will dash forward underwater in short bursts. If there ever was a change I don't agree with in the 3DS version, it's this one. But to be fair, I do see where the team was trying to improve on the original. The speed of Zora Link in the 3DS version while holding down the R button is identical to the speed of N64 Zora Link at all times. It's swimming, but I think it would have been better to map swimming speed to the touchscreen or some other button to alleviate this issue. Then the R button could have been used exclusively for the magic attack, and you could have a freer degree of control over your swimming speed. That said, the swimming speed itself isn't a huge issue because there aren't a whole lot of sections where swimming across great expanses was ever necessary. It works very well in the temple and the pirate fortress. The boss fights were reworked as well. Let's take Odalwa as an example and apply it to the other bosses. In the N64 version, you could damage Odalwa with practically anything. Your bow, your sword, Deku Link. If it did damage, it would work against Odalwa. In the 3DS version, you can stun Odalwa with other weapons, but to do damage, you have to expose his new I think in most cases, it's a change for the better. For instance, while you could always fight Goat by just ramming into him with the Goron roll, it was a bit more of a thoughtless fight. In the 3DS version, everything is the same, except you have to hit switches to open gates and find the correct path through the pipe maze in time, instead of just having an endless pipe maze that loops if you go the wrong way. Finally, you can wear all foes, the feeling of death. This game is really depressing. Termina is on the brink of absolute